Funerals and visitations will soon be underway in Uvalde for some of the 19 children and 2 teachers killed in last week's shooting. 10-year-old Emery Jo Garza and Maite Rodriguez will be laid to rest today. Funerals for the other victims will continue into the middle of next month. Lilia Luciano is standing by with the story of the sister of one of the teachers who was also killed. Lilia, good morning.
Good morning to you, Anne-Marie. I heard from Eva Mireles. She's the sister of Eva Mireles, one of the 2 fourth-grade teachers who were killed a week ago today. She told me her sister loved adventure. She was a big hiker. She was afraid of nothing, but that she would have never imagined losing her life to her vocation, teaching.
I wake up every morning and the first thing I do is cry because I know that it's real.
For the family of Eva Mireles, the nightmare continues. Her sister Maggie now facing the most overwhelming of tasks, picking out the last dress she'll ever wear.
That was the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in my life.
Family members briefed by police say Eva and her co-teacher Irma Garcia both died shielding their children from a gunman who stormed into the classroom and opened fire, killing 19 of their students.
I'm sure they didn't even think about what they were doing twice. They just did it.
The dog lover, mother, and wife to a police officer was finishing her 17th year of teaching. She loved doing CrossFit, hiking, and bonding with her loved ones in nature.
This weekend was the absolute best weekend ever.
This is the last photo Maggie has with her sister from a family trip earlier this month. As the shooting unfolded, a family member texted Eva in a group chat asking if she was okay. There was no response.
I just knew that my sister was going to be okay. I never in my dreams thought that my sister was not going to make it. I never thought that.
Maggie is now fighting for gun control. She told us she met Texas Governor Greg Abbott and urged him to tighten regulations.
There's no reason why this type of weapon should be among us. Governor Abbott said that he would be working on laws to change these things, and I expect to see that.
But in the meantime, Eva's family is trying to figure out how to navigate life without her.
I want everybody to remember her name, remember her face, and remember that she was a hero. She will be remembered. Ms. Mireles was 44 years old. She'll be laid to rest a week from Friday after the funerals of her students. And as this community continues to mourn, we've learned that the Department of Justice has launched a critical review. That's not a criminal investigation. It's just a review to learn lessons for the future about that police response and why it took law enforcement 75 minutes before going into that classroom and stopping the shooter.
Yeah, you know, that little detail really made a lot of people angry over the weekend. It was as we were learning more about what happened in those moments before he entered the school. So there will be funerals for pretty much the rest of the month in this town. This is a town that not only has the media descended on it, but I imagine there are people from all over the area who have come to grieve, to support. How is the community preparing for all these funerals?
You know, I've seen people here from San Antonio, from Houston, people coming from all over to pay their respects, to go into the funeral homes. There's only 2 funeral homes here handling all of these families and all of these 21 victims. We know that at least one private donor has given $175,000, but I can't tell you how many messages I've received just covering this from people who say, how can I help? You know, there's a fund from a local Uvalde bank for the families. There's a bunch of GoFundMe crowdfunding campaigns out there for the families as well, because it's not just about the funeral services. It's, you know, people who can't afford to not work, who can't afford to take that time off to grieve and family. And also, in many cases, as you said, you know, there's a lot of rage, and a lot of people are talking about bringing lawyers in and figuring out what are the next steps for accountability.
So speaking of that, you're right, a lot of outrage when it comes to the police department and how things were handled. Police Chief Pete Arredondo was actually scheduled to be sworn in as a newly elected council member on the council for Uvalde City. So what's happening with that? Because that's usually a public event.
Yeah, that is not going to happen. We learned from the mayor yesterday that that event, that special city council meeting, is not going to take place tonight as it was scheduled. He also said that there's nothing at this point that can be done to prohibit him from swearing in, from taking office. But, you know, even law enforcement's having a hard time reaching him. From my conversations yesterday, some of the authorities are saying, look, this person has to be interviewed and re-interviewed to figure out exactly what happened. Why was that call made that turned what was an active shooter situation in which law enforcement should have stormed in? That's the procedure. You just go in. 2 officers initially went in, were shot, and then suddenly, perhaps because there was silence, this person who was in charge perhaps made the assumption that silence means that there's no one left to save. But I mean, we've heard also from yesterday, State Senator Gutierrez was telling us, look, I talked to a mom who says, I believe my daughter bled to death. So even if there's silence, I mean, that doesn't mean you shouldn't still go in there. So they thought they had the time. They waited and waited until finally Border Patrol, BORTAC, which is their specialized team of agents, came in and shot the shooter.
Every detail is just more and more heartbreaking. When it comes to this investigation, and I know, there's never going to be an explanation that makes any sense at all, but have we learned anything more about a possible motive here?
Key question is motive. Also, key question is going back to, what happened, how this was handled, where did the 911 calls go? But yes, in terms of the shooter, we know that he bought all of that ammunition and the 2 guns with a debit card. Where he got the funds to do so is still unclear, especially due to the fact that we also know that he got into a fight with his grandmother and shot her in the face after some kind of altercation over a phone bill. We know that he was active, in video games, violent video games. You can't really blame that. Every kid in America essentially plays video games. We know that he had made threats of raping, kidnapping, even killing teen girls online on a relatively new social media platform. He had also communicated concerning messages on Instagram. He had a countdown, 10 days to the date. Of course, hindsight's 2020. You can't know exactly what that means, but he did have a lot of concerning activity online. And why doesn't that raise a red flag is also something that authorities and the public at large needs to learn from.
Yeah, so many questions we've asked before, Lilia, with other school shootings, and nothing ever changes. Lilia Luciano, thank you very much.